Hello friends, I'm Christopher McGee. I'm the owner of Halts Real Estate. I'm affiliated with the Keller Williams Market Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today is tax day, 4/17/23, and this is the real estate numbers. Every week I'm looking at what is happening on our market, measuring what's happening on the MLS system here, and I report it here to you so you can stay as educated as I am. So let's go ahead and look at some numbers, and in just a few minutes you'll be better educated than you were when you started this video. Let's check it out. Our first number is our inventory. Our inventory currently sits at 6,550. That's up significantly from last week, and I'll talk about why that's interesting toward the end of the video. Our second number is the average days on market. That sits at 54. So on average, last week, it took 54 days for anything that did go under contract to go under contract. That's up by 4 days from the previous week, and it's not really creating a trend. It's just been sitting in the 50s for like the last couple of months. Our third number looks at a couple different numbers and looks at the difference between them. So our first number is our average list price. Last week, our average list price was $635,192, where our average sold price was $623,208. The difference between those was $11,984 in the buyer's favor. And that's about $1,700 more in the buyer's favor than it was in the prior week. Still not really looking at a trend there. That's where it's been for the last couple of months. Our next number is the number of properties that were sold last week, and that number comes to 522, up just 4 from the previous week, and on a trend overall, certainly over the last couple of months, going up, more sold per week. Our next number is the number of properties that are currently under contract, and that number comes to 5,082, up just 10 from the previous week, trending overall up, but kind of leveling out over the last month, I'd say. Our second to last number is the number of price reductions that we saw on properties last week. Last week, we saw 602 times that a seller decided to drop their asking price. That's up some 120 from the previous week. Still doesn't make a trend. It was trending down, but here we are back up significantly. We'll talk about that in just a moment as well. And our last number is the number of canceled, expired, or withdrawn listings from the MLS. And last week there were 260 of those. Up some 40 from the previous week. Certainly still not a high number, and that's essentially what we'd expect in the spring anyway. So my take on this is that what's interesting this week is 2 numbers in particular. 2 numbers broke from the trends that they were in this week. Most notably, our inventory, which came up by some 170. It's the first time our inventory has come up since last Halloween. And then price reductions. Price reductions went up last week, some 120. Now, neither of these numbers going up where they were on a downward trend really gives us a new trend, right? It gives us a brief break in the trend that was happening. And frankly, that's a nice break to have on both of those numbers. It's good to see both of those numbers go in the opposite direction that they've been going for so long, particularly our inventory. It's really good to see those numbers go in the other direction, and we need that inventory to go up in order to reach anything approximating a balanced market here in Utah. So it'll be interesting to keep our eyes on those numbers, and maybe if we're lucky, we'll see inventory continue to go up. Spring always brings an increase in buyers, but it also brings an increase in sellers. So we'll just see which number goes up faster. So that's my take this week, really, is just that the market is still trending in favor of sellers overall. This week we saw a couple of numbers break from that trend in a positive way. And that's it. If you have any questions about anything that we went over this week, go ahead and hit me in the comments. If you or anyone you know is looking to buy or sell a home in the coming months, feel free to reach out to me and I will be happy to help. And of course, as always, if you'd like to stay educated on what's going on in our real estate market, hit subscribe and you'll be better educated than anybody else you know on the Utah real estate market. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.